Hey guys, it's Samuel Larsen here, and I'm super excited because today we are going to discuss one of my absolute favorite topics, and it's a topic of e-commerce conversion rate optimization. So I personally love Grow, as it's called, and I think everybody with traffic to their e-commerce store should love it because if you are able to make gains in your conversions and improve the way that you are converting people and visitors into actual customers, you are just making and printing money, because this is something that doesn't cost you additional ad spend per every customer. You just do it once and then it's done, and you are building this amazing sales machine that is your website, your e-commerce store. And the better you make it, the more money you will make over the long run. So all it takes is effort in the beginning and a little bit of smarts of knowing what to improve and how to do that. Now, what I want to discuss is metrics and goals to keep you on track and to really measure yourself and measure these changes, whether they are making a positive impact or a negative one. Because without metrics and goals, you are really a little bit lost. You have no idea whether you actually succeeded or failed. And there's all kinds of different metrics and goals that you can set up, but it really comes down to macro goals and micro goals. Now, before we dive into those, I want to clear something up, because e-commerce is really not so much about just conversion rate optimization. And what I mean by that is conversion rate doesn't actually tell you the entire picture. And if you go ask optimization experts what they think of the term conversion rate optimization, they will actually tell you that they hate it. Because increasing conversion rate and just increasing conversion rate doesn't necessarily bring in more profit or revenue. And this is because e-commerce is selling multiple products, and all these products have different price points, profit margins, and so on. So if all we wanted to do is increase conversion rate, we would just price everything for like 1 cent and give free shipping, and then people would go through it, and our conversion rates would be awesome, right? But obviously that's not the goal. We want to make money. So what are better macro goals? And you could use, for example, average order value as one of the goals. Now, why is this great? Because increasing average order value would most likely decrease conversion rate, but you would maybe make more money with that. So there's these two combining metrics. Increasing one might decrease another one. Both are good, but still there is this battle between them. So this is why you want to usually measure at least a couple of metrics at a time. Now, obviously, conversion rate is not the most important metric. What we want to do is measure, for example, profit per unique visitor. And that's because it is really after all, it comes down to the money and making as much money as you can based on those visitors. So if you are purchasing a visitor, for example, from Facebook, let's say you pay 50 cents per visitor, you definitely want to make more than 50 cents on your store per visitor. Okay, so those are some of the macro goals. They're usually revenue based, and they're usually just hardcore dollar values. But there's also micro goals within a store, and these are usually easier to track actually, because micro goals get more conversions. To have somebody complete a purchase, that doesn't happen that often. And if it's happening around 1%, 2% of the time, you need a big sample size to actually know whether you've improved or not. So So that's why micro goals can be great. So let's say we want to measure like button clicks for our banner, for example. Now it's a reasonable goal, but that will be easier to measure because it will happen a lot more often than an order will. And this way we can get to a pretty good confidence rate, which basically means that we are actually like, for example, 98% confident that this was actually a statistically accurate improvement. So we are not guessing, we are just knowing. And now, what are other good micro goals that we could have? For example, maybe we want to build an email list and then market to these people. So one great micro goal you could have is just capture as many email addresses on a page as possible. Now, this could be done like via pop-up, for example. So maybe you want to split test different pop-ups and see which works better. So that would be a good micro test, for example. Now, micro goals are especially good for low traffic stores because you can draw conclusions pretty quickly. So, but in general, all goals should have a dollar value associated to them. Even capturing an email address actually has a value. So you will know if you capture that email over time, like you will make money from that email. How much is that email worth to you over the long term? And then when you have a number for that, you will actually see like how much money you're making from email capture. Maybe it's not even worth it to have a pop-up on your store, or maybe it's absolutely worth it to try to capture as many email addresses as you can. Then you can make it more visible. So it's also guiding design. All right. So it's all about making money in the end, and just like keep this in mind. So with all your conversion rate optimization projects, whatever you do, always have KPIs, key performance indicators, and keep in mind you should have goals. And the most important are, of course, macro goals, the goals that are tied to the revenue. So just have a couple, for example, conversion rate and revenue per customer could be a good combo. Then micro goals could be add to carts, email signups, just depending what you do really. But that's it, micro goals, and keep track of those so that you can actually do something that is not just based on opinion or kind of like a hunch that like I think this would be nice, but is actually based on data. And it will also be a lot more motivating to go through this process like this, because you can see the changes, you can see how you're improving, and tying that to the actual money, you can see how much money you are making, how much more money you're making with every single improvement. And that can make you like a conversion rate optimization, or an optimization as we like to call it. It can make you addicted to that. So be wary of that, but hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks.